What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this long-term prediction and analysis on Ethereum. All right, we'll talk about some fundamentals. We'll talk about relevant fundamentals, at least for the longer term. So then, at least we're talking about 2026, early 2026. And I'll tell you all the different scenarios that I see and what I think is most likely. Now, I'm just going to be honest about this. I think long-term predictions are a little bit crazy, all right? And it's just impossible to predict all the changes that will happen to the world, politics, fundamentals, economics, all right? So there are certain assumptions that I'm working based off of, all right, which you should know as well. And then based on those assumptions, I'll tell you what I think is most likely and in general, and then we'll talk about different scenarios, different paths we can take to actually get there. All right, so that's what we're going to do. I'm recording this video a little bit earlier. I'm recording this Saturday, the 9th of August. I'm probably releasing this on either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. All right, so but not much should have changed by now. All right, but let's get right into it. I'll try to keep this short and concise. A lot of people requested this as well, a longer term analysis, so hopefully you enjoy it. Ethereum is very much the talk of the day right now, the talk of the town. There's a lot of momentum. We got a major breakout and we're at levels we've only seen a couple of times in the last 2 years. And at this point of time, we're even trading the highest, or we're trading at the highest levels since December 2021, the end of the previous bull market. So that's all great. Now, personally, I am bullish on Ethereum for 2025, 2026. Or at least until the beginning of 2026. I've already been that for some time now. I mean, I have gotten more bullish over time, but there's I've basically turned bullish. If you take a look at ETH BTC, which is doing great, by the way, since we got the second breakout, right? So that was early July. So that's for a little bit over a month now that I've been bullish on Ethereum. Is that very long? No, but that was the first time we've seen a double breakout, like we have seen right here, for Ethereum since the last bull market. All right, so that was very, very meaningful. That changed my perception to be more bullish on Ethereum. And at this point of time, Ethereum fundamentally is doing great. Now, these fundamentals will change over the course of 2025. But ultimately, some of the major fundamentals that we're seeing right now is that Ethereum as a network is very much growing, right? So the TVL for Ethereum is doing great. And there's a bullish divergence where the price of Ethereum right now is at the same levels as it was June 2024. In December 2024, the TVL is higher, all right, which is great. That means real network growth. And then outside of that, we also see a stablecoin market cap that's growing. That's great to see. That's one of the main things why fundamentally I think Ethereum has started to do better. And then if you take a look at other metrics, such as the DEX trading volume, that's also doing good right now. But that's not the main catalyst pulling Ethereum higher at this point of time. Fundamentals are great. Not only for Ethereum when we talk about the network, but also regulatory fundamentals like we saw last week about potential 401ks being opened up to crypto investments, including Ethereum ETFs, of course. But you can also see right here that more and more companies are starting Ethereum treasuries. All right, so basically buying Ethereum as a treasury asset to hold hopefully long time or long term. And you can see that that has, since the beginning of July, been ramping up aggressively. All right, so in that light, I think that the breakout that we've seen right now and the prices we're seeing right now are the start of a real new uptrend. All right, so I think first of all that we're going to get into an uptrend. Now there the nuance does kick in, right? Because my first main price target is this level right here between 5,250 and 5,750. Now that's based on a lot of things. It's just above a major psychological level at 5,000, which I think in due time we will blow past. But there's also major Fibonacci extensions there, all right, which makes it a very strong technical level. I think we're going to get there. Do I think we can rally higher? Yes, but that is something I will keep you updated on when we actually get there long term, right? And short term, look, fundamentally, there's quite a lot of things going on with tariffs, politics, etc. So I think how we could get there could change, right? I think short term, it's most likely that we will rally a little bit higher into 4,500. 4,800 potentially. But I think afterwards, if we get some unrest, for example, we could actually have a deeper pullback in the levels right here, for example, down towards 3,000 again. That is a realistic possibility. I see that as not most likely given the current fundamentals, because the current fundamentals are quite good. But if the fundamentals change, which they can, we can do something like this, stay down here, get a reclaim, and then later get that move up. All right, so that depends very much on the fundamentals. As the fundamentals are right now, I would say it's most likely we'll see bullish continuation, find resistance at 4,600, 4,500, get a pullback there, stability, and then continuation relatively soon. All right. And then we're going to hit that level right here at, let's say, around 5,500. That's the middle of the area I indicated. I think we're going to find resistance there initially. If we can actually keep some sort of an uptrend going on the 12-hour time frame, the daily time frame, whatever, I think we can rally up higher into the 6,000 as well. And I think long-term we can go much, much higher than that. But that very much depends on how quick we're going to be able to do this, what type of reaction we're going to get at 5,500. Etc. So those are my thoughts, my long-term thoughts on Ethereum for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you thought it was valuable. But those are my thoughts for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, everybody. And bye.